Hi, we're back here with Josh Sands' truck, the Lee power steering component install. I got it finished, got everything bled out, checked for leaks. It's working just fine. I didn't catch much of the actual install because I've got about 5 things going on right now and I just didn't have time. There's probably at least 1,000 videos on YouTube of guys replacing power steering pumps on these, but I will tell you some of the things I do when I do a power steering pump on one of these trucks. The install went nice. Had to build them out for the reservoir, and the hose that they supplied, the fittings were actually the reusable type. They were Aeroquip or Eaton makes them. I've used them in the past on tow trucks to do repairs on hoses to get them back out on the road. But anyway, what I did here was I flushed the cooler on this, the power steering cooler, and I got as much of the old fluid out of the box as I could. And we put a redhead box on this, by the way. We didn't mention that the other day. And the line that they supplied for the pressure line, I was able to size it perfectly so it's not touching anything and it's not under tension, and even if it settles a little bit, it shouldn't touch anything, so it's all out of harm's way in there. And the other thing that I do if I'm just doing a regular power steering pump is I always pull the reservoir out. There's a screen in there and there's always sludge in the bottom. Clean it out with detergent. Always going to flush the power steering cooler and flush the lines out, flush the booster out, hydro boost, and get as much fluid out of the box as you can, and then do an actual at least one flush on it with clean fluid to flush all of that out of there. I don't have any experience with Lee power steering products. This is my first time with them. Nobody's paying me to say anything good or bad about them, and so far, I'm pretty happy with the product, and time will tell. I can tell you that these power steering pumps that we're getting for these trucks are garbage. They're absolute garbage. This is not my first rodeo with these power steering pumps, and I do everything the way that I told you. You can't possibly do it any better than that when I do change a pump. So, and I always check the pressures. I'm going to check it on the pump side before the hydro boost, and where it comes out of the hydro boost and goes to the box, I'm going to tee into it there, and I'm going to check the pressure there too to see if we have something goofy going on in the hydro boost. And I did that on this truck, and this pump wasn't putting anything out, and it hadn't been on there very long. And the fluid that was in it, seeing as how it had 4 or 5 pumps put on it in the period of a month and a half, and assuming that they exchanged the fluid every time they did that, the fluid was beautiful in this, and there was no debris in it, any of that kind of stuff. So time will tell if this is the fix for this. I don't want to say anything about whether I think it's great. A lot of people, won't have any real world experience with a product, and they'll get out there and say, oh, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread or whatever. And I'm not going to do that. You're going to get my honest opinion. So when I talk about a product, if I'm happy with it, I'm going to tell you I'm happy with it. Like Bulletproof Diesel, their oil to air cooler, it's the most beautiful work of art I've ever seen. And they make really nice stuff, and they're not paying me to say that, but they do. I would use their products all day long, every day on these trucks. This particular truck here was probably, without going back and looking, I think at the end of 2009, 2010, it came into me for the first time, and it had a blown head gasket, and I think it had about probably 35,000 miles on it. And we did the studs, had the heads machined, did a bulletproof EGR cooler, did a bulletproof oil to air cooler on it, and it's been doing great ever since. Haven't had any of those types of issues with it. It did go through one owner that did some things to it that I didn't do, and then Josh bought the truck, and now it's back with me. So there was a period of probably 2 or 3 years that I have no history on the truck, but you know, still doing good. Anyway, I'll keep you posted on this product, and we'll see how it holds up. And if anything changes, I'll let you know. But like I said, Lee Power Steering, they were highly recommended. We did the research on them, and you know, I'm confident that this is going to be the fix for this truck. Anyway, thank you.